Suspect in a brutal attack on a Japanese-American family in Portland did not show up in court today. 34-year-old Dylan Kesterson was ordered to appear in a Multnomah County courtroom for a detention hearing this morning, and now a judge has issued a no-bail bench warrant for his arrest. Fox 2's Marilyn Deutsch reports now from the Multnomah County Courthouse.
The district attorney's office asked for the detention hearing. Mr. Kesterson was arrested and released right away on Saturday. But the DA's office says that the crimes he's accused of are severe enough to warrant that he remain in jail until trial. Yesterday, Dylan Kesterson did not appear in court either, but he did call in to court to plead not guilty to the charges of assault, harassment, and bias crime. It was then he was told to appear in person this morning. In court today, a deputy DA and a public defender did appear. But the subject of the hearing, Mr. Kesterson, was nowhere to be found. According to court documents, Mr. Kesterson is homeless, and he has no previous criminal record, not even a misdemeanor. We reached out to authorities to find out why he was arrested Saturday and released right away. And we got this from the Multnomah County Circuit Court. Quote, under the presiding judge order, a person charged with bias crime in the first degree who has no history of prior assault convictions may be released on conditional release. And according to court records, this person had no arrests or convictions of any type and so qualified for conditional release prior to arraignment. Here's what we know about what happened. A Japanese-American family visiting from California was riding a tandem bike on the bike path on the East Bank Esplanade. The victim, Ruchiro Abe, sent Fox 12 a lengthy email describing the attack. He told us the suspect came out of nowhere, shouting racial slurs referring to his family's Japanese heritage. Mr. Abe is a researcher at Stanford University and is originally from Japan, and he also wrote us this. And suddenly started to hit my head. He hit my head more than 50 times by fist, and my daughter as well for one time. Mr. Abe's daughter is just 5 years old, and fortunately she was wearing a helmet, so she was not physically hurt. Mr. Abe goes on to say, quote, I was just patient waiting for him to get bored with hitting me because I was with my family. He was shouting his son was killed by, quote, Jap repeatedly. According to court documents, the suspect is 34 years old, single, and has no children. We reached out again to Mr. Abe this morning about Mr. Kesterson not showing up in court today. And he wrote us this, quote, he has no perception that he did anything wrong. I have no good ideas on how to punish someone who has no sense of guilt. However, at least we are sure that his freedom to live his life causes the risk of the community. I cannot accept what he did and the way he thinks. I hope that a tragedy like ours will never be repeated. And if and when Dylan Kesterson is arrested, according to the warrant that was issued this morning, he will not be allowed to bail out of jail. In downtown Portland, Marilyn Deutsch, Fox 12 Oregon.